First one to give you. Okay, so we're live. Phil, we're live. And
we don't have F4 on the run sheet, by the way.
no, because that was done afterwards.
Yeah, just squeeze it in.
Right. Yeah, that's like TCR's not on that show.
Try not to forget it.
No, we'll write it down.
Oh.
Let's do it early. Plenty of news, going on.
Yep.
But, all right, we ready to go? Yep. You all right? So I'll give the countdown. We'll go up on the audio here. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, launch it. Welcome, everyone.
God, don't do that.
Philip.
What?
Well, welcome.
Calm down, big fella. God help us.
What a day we've had. Welcome, everyone, to episode 10 of the Motorsport Show. And you know what's great about episode 10, Philip?
Double figures. Yes.
Not only is it double figures,
What?
but it's 8 more
Then?
Saturday Night Rove.
Oh, no. Oh, where's my black armband? It was a terrible day for variety television in Australia.
Oh.
When Hey Hey It's Saturday Again failed on, well, failed up with the Rove, and I'm sure the people in the industry will get something else. 7:30 on a Saturday night didn't really work.
Well, it used to work. There's no doubt about that.
Black and white, then they had an ostrich, and it was apparently pink.
Well, yeah.
You know what we should
What's
do?
the ostrich?
We should
Ernie Carroll?
We should get an ostrich.
We should.
Or we should get a guest star. We almost had a guest star.
Well, yeah. Look, we got to say sorry. We did ask Rove in, but he unfortunately couldn't make it.
Yeah.
We the other week we had Stephen Richards tune into the show, which was great. And he threw in a couple of comments and really enjoyed it. Spoke with Richo, but he's got snot.
Yeah.
He's got the lurgy, and unfortunately,
he was in and then he became unwell.
So
get well soon, Richo. We could have had a ginger. We could have had a ginge.
Could have had a ginger.
Ginger Bathurst winner.
Now we're hoping everyone at home can hear us. We're just
We've been going through some technical challenges.
well, not. We've switched to a new setup just because Robbie the Apprentice is off on a road trip filming the next series of Workshop Wars.
Oh, sorry,
Workshop Wars. Rides Down Under Workshop Wars. I'm just looking at the wall to see the sign. He's off filming that around Australia, and I think tonight was in Canberra, and tomorrow's back down here, and then he's up in Brisbane. He's taken all the equipment that we normally use, so we've had to get a couple of apprentices in and plug in a new system, which even I've done it, Phil, and somehow with Steve the Apprentice. And
are we getting messages through on the Facebooks?
Well, we are.
Oh, good. So we're connecting. Hi, people. Let us know if you can see us and hear us. That'd be good.
Rove is nothing like Hey Hey It's Saturday, says Gay Eleanor Cottrell.
No, he's like a test pattern now because he's not on TV. He's just like us because we're not on TV.
Nathan Francis is here. Aaron Johnston, good to see you back again. Hello from France, Gerard Villard. Cheers to everyone in France, Phil.
Cheers, Gerald.
Cheers. JK, cheers, mate.
There we go.
Didn't race at TCR on the weekend. At Winton.
Oh, sorry. No, he did not. Bonjour de France, ça se passe?
Je should say rock star.
That's good. It's nice to get a letter from France occasionally.
I got him.
No. If we're not doing Saturday night, Hey Hey Saturday jokes for Rove, we're not going all the way back there. What's on the show? And actually, look, before we start this stupidity,
sound quality is down a bit, but weird echo. Okay, David, thanks for that. We're not.
Is it a weird echo or a
pseudo echo? Who are playing that where?
Burvale on Saturday. I might go. I wouldn't mind going. I might send up a flare.
If you're in Melbourne, the Burvale Hotel in corner of Springvale Road and Bird Highway.
Bring your own sawdust.
Cheers.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, before we get on to more stupidity, there was a bit of motor racing going on the weekend, and since we've been on, there have been a couple of incidents in the world of motor racing that we should address right up front because
Yeah.
tonight, this is our silly little show and we quite like it, and I'm glad that some people out there like it as well. And we're going to dedicate tonight's show to two people who are very unfortunately no longer with us, Gerald.
Yeah, it was very sad, Philip. The first one was Jessie Combs, who a terrific young lady from the US who was attempting to become the fastest woman in the world and driving the American Eagle jet car, which was a formerly converted airplane, military plane. She ran that up to 398 mile an hour late last year or earlier this year. She was on a run on the weekend or last week and unfortunately had an accident and lost her life. Now, people in Australia might say her face is familiar, I've seen her before, Mythbusters. So condolences to Jessie's family, yet very sad.
Very much so. And on the weekend, of course, at Spa in the Formula 2 race, Antoine Hubert, the French driver, 22 years old, a contemporary of a very strong generation of French open wheeler drivers, racing in Formula 2 in his first year, had already won twice. He'd won at Monaco in the feature race and won the sprint race at Paul Ricard in the French Grand Prix. Was involved in an accident and unfortunately lost his life in a collision with another driver, Juan Manuel Carrera, the US driver, who there has died at 22. Very sadly, Carrera is in hospital in a critical condition. He's been transferred, I believe, to Leon Hospital. He's been told he's out of a coma. He's been told the outcome of the accident, which will be a big challenge for him to overcome in his racing career. We wish him all the best. And also at a time like this, Gerald, can I just have a special shout out, as sad as this news is, the first intervention officials in motor racing, the doctors, the medical staff, and everybody associated with this great sport do a fantastic job, and it's easy to overlook their efforts at times like this, and I think they did a very good job. But rest in peace, those two lost competitors, and tonight we'll be thinking about you.
Yeah, it is sad. Look, it gets back to what the ticket says always, Phil. Motor racing is dangerous, and we wouldn't be involved if there wasn't some thrill about it, and sadly there's the reality checks every now and then that makes it very, very hard.
It does. Let's get on with the show.
Okay, let's get on. Tom Worsley, who used to work with me, just got married recently, and it was a great wedding.
Shut it down, Tom.
And he's also works with Bridgestone over there in Adelaide.
Does a very good job.
Does a terrific job.
Bridgestone
Hi from QF774. So he's actually flying and watching the Motorsport show while he's flying to or from Sydney.
That might not be a Qantas flight. That might be the designation of his own private jet. Does Bridgestone have a private jet?
No. But Tom's wife actually does. He does work as a hostess for Virgin. So,
okay.
But he's obviously flying corporate-wise. So
he's doing what my brother's just done on his trip to Vegas, which happened yesterday. Booked with Virgin, flew with Qantas. No further comment.
Oh, well, I went to Vegas with Qantas and had to come back Virgin because
was it the first time?
Some leprechaun decided he'd ground the fleet.
What's happening in the land of supercars, Gerald? Is there any driver movements or rumours or suggestions this week?
Well,
funny I should ask.
Big news last week. Certainly made plenty of news around Australia due to the magnificent.
I didn't see anything in the media about it. Hang on, no, I saw lots and lots and lots in the media about it. Just everywhere.
James Courtney announced he would be leaving the Walkinshaw Andretti United team at the end of 2019 after 9 seasons. And I have to put my hand up as a disclosure by saying that I did the PR for the release. I was contacted by JC and Alan Gow a couple of days before, and said, "Listen, can we get you to do some work for us?" So I've got to say that plenty of people have asked me what he's doing after that.
Okay, what's he doing after that?
I don't know. He hasn't told me, and I asked Alan, and Alan said, "We'll tell you closer to when we're going to announce something."
Okay, I'm just going to get my thumb screws out of my bag from back in my days of being a news hound. No, I can't do that. And look, it would be unfair of me to ask you. I know you work in PR, so I'm not going to ask you.
No, it's a fair question. If I swap the hat, and one of the things that I've always prided myself on, Phil, is if you swap the
Separation of
hats,
powers, yeah.
you got to. It's like when we worked together at Motorsport News
Oh no, I've tried to expunge that from my memory.
many years ago, and there was a very quiet story that the Motorsport News people knew about, that some guy was going to change from Holden to Ford, Craig Lowndes.
No.
But I'd already accepted a position with Plastic to do PR for Holden. Now, I couldn't tell him.
Yep.
And we had to, and we had to go and do the job.
Yeah,
So,
and then there would have been an argument afterwards, and Plastic would have taken that news very calmly. So we can't ask you what you may or may not know.
no, you can ask me.
I
I don't know. That's the good
But
thing
see, I
about it.
haven't got any links, nor have I had any conversations with any of those people recently about that sort of stuff. There have been suggestions, some of them supposedly well founded, that there might be a new racing team coming out of Sydney.
Read that.
Yeah.
Some people said Charlie Schwerkolt's going to move to Sydney, and they're going to have Mark Winterbottom and James Courtney together.
Out of the Western Burbs. There's also a suggestion that the driver might be up-and-coming Super 2 star and sometime wildcard Jack Smith.
Yeah.
Because his dad, Pete Smith, is apparently quite keen on having an involvement in the team. And
I actually had dinner with Pete Smith at James's house a few years ago.
Right, and was it discussed then?
No.
Off the radar. But the other question, if I was interrogating the witness for the defence, I'd be asking, does James Courtney have an interest in team ownership in the future? That's what I would be asking.
I wouldn't think so.
Well, let's get down that track and find out about it. Hey, let's preface this by saying these are rumours. I'm not presenting this as news. There's a few things to talk about in what may or may not be happening for the silly season, and they will be rumours. So don't get upset when we say this is happening. It's just rumours.
So Jenny Love, thanks for your question, because she piped up and said on the Facebooks, any news on what's happening to James Courtney? Are you aware of where he's heading next year? So, no, but he has told me that he will tell me close to the announcement. So, and you'll be the first to know.
If you watch the Motorsport show. One of the questions might be, what brand of car? Will he stay in a Holden? Will he drive a Mustang?
Shit, I'd go Mustang at the moment. Although...
Hang on. Really? I'm an Infinity.
That'd
be cheap.
Before we get to that, the bad news for Walkinshaw Andretti United actually continued later in the week, last week, with
Mega news
that their major sponsor, the Mega Fuel Group, had gone into receivership, and that was confirmed in the press yesterday. Now, a two-car team is anywhere between $2 and $4 million in sponsorship.
Yeah.
I heard that it was about 3.2 that they were apparently getting.
Handy.
But the company has gone into receivership. So,
and that of course, that story was broken on motorsport.com by Andrew Van Leeuwen. So you've got to say that's a gold source, pretty much. He's good, that guy. I don't know where he learned all that stuff.
Who works? Who's got a hand in motorsport.com?
Here?
No, internationally.
Oh, lots of people. They own lots of things like Haymarket. They own what was
It-
they
but
own
no-
what was Sutton.
No, but who's got a hand in it?
Who owns it?
Is it?
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, you're talking about the end of the alphabet.
Yeah.
Same name as a TCR driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'd have dibs in the team, wouldn't he?
Yeah, of course he would. I don't know.
Zach Brown.
I know, but I don't know. Is it how much or whatever? I don't know.
Oh no, I wouldn't think he'd pipe that down the line, would he? It's not really a story he'd be happy to have out there.
Give me your phone. I'm sure you've got his number.
No, I haven't.
Oh. 1-800-ZAC.
Well,
look, Mega.
Max Benson, hi guys. D. Smith Daintree, all good. Thank you.
Good. Mega Fuels, one of those sponsors, has been around the sport for a while. Look, honestly, not casting any aspersions on what the company may or may not have done. It hasn't been visible where I live. I live in Melbourne. I live in the suburbs. Apparently, they do a lot of business in rural areas. They do a lot of bulk fuel deliveries. I own one car. I don't buy bulk fuel. I buy one tank. So I haven't dealt with them, but Yeah, another
And
sponsor unfortunately leaves the sport.
And your one car, Suzuki.
Oh, it's a good car. What do you drive?
Our last week's guest has joined us as well, Garth. Good to have you watching GT.
Send us news, Garth.
Fabulous cameraman Dave Michael Lovell, episode 10. Well done, fellas. We're actually going to have a party.
Dave,
for,
get in here.
episode 10.
I know you.
Actually, we could have done with Dave's help
I know,
today.
it's not doing supercar, telecast. Dave, get in here. Brandon needs help. Help!
Richard Fogarty says, turn on your desk mic. It's on. We can hear it.
Can you hear both of us, Dave?
David Driscoll. Hey, David Driscoll, good to have you on. Betty said on Inside Supercars it was about 8 times more expensive to set up in Sydney, accounting for everything, including cost of living for junior staff.
And moving staff out of South East Queensland or Melbourne, or potentially Albury, I suppose.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be cheap.
No.
But apparently there's some.
There's a bit floating around saying there's some help.
Yeah. State government's tired of throwing money at brand new stadiums, so they're going to build a brand new racetrack. Not a racetrack, a race team.
Now, if they got Commodores, if they'd already bought the Commodores, they'd for next year they'd already have to be making a change to them, Philip, because big news today in Supercars.
Oh, hang on a second. Before we start talking about the big news, can I just say something? We're past the middle part of the season, so we don't have to talk about parity anymore. It's all over, folks. The endurance races are coming up. Parity's finished. Yes! What's the news?
Parity adjustment, number 6 for the year. Almost as many as we've done episodes.
I'm not going to say that swear word.
Actually, it's pretty close too. It's almost as many episodes as we've done.
Is it 6?
6 parity adjustments for the year. There's been a couple of centre of gravity changes. There's been an aero change to the Mustang. There's been a couple of changes to the Datsun. And now there's been 2 aero changes to the Commodore. So that's
the gurney flap at the back?
On the side plates.
Anything at the front?
Lengthen the under tray. So it must be getting close to. Must be getting close to the Mustang under tray now. Oh shit! I did have the bloody footage of the Mustang running against that the GT4 Mustang in America, and gee, they look quite different. Those cars, very different.
Hang on, how come they're both Ford Mustang? Gerald, stop! Get your Holden hat off. They're identical. Stop that, silly man. If this keeps up, Fabian Coulthard is going to be towing a road train down Conroy.
Yeah,
in car 12.
So the interesting aero adjustment next week, of course.
Got to do something, I guess.
Next week is Pookie.
Yep.
So one of the fastest tracks on the tour. So
and going back to April next year.
So it should.
Yeah. Revisions to the calendar, of course, is going to be one less round next year, 14 rounds. Calendar confirmed during the week, and it's been turned upside down.
I'm still not convinced about the, they've said the Enduro over in
South Australia
at the Bend, and I remember very well when they took the Sandown 500 and Queensland stole the Sandown 500. Yep. That was announced as, and ran the Queensland 500, but Sandown ran their own 500.
And then Phillip Island?
And then Phillip Island, and it hasn't worked. And there, look, I can understand thinking that the Bend's going to be better with an Enduro.
Was it a big crowd at the Bend? I wasn't there.
I'm told 50% down on Saturday.
In my experience, look, this might be a game changer. This might be different, but the race always comes back to Sandown.
Yeah,
always.
Look, there's some things that just, if they're not broke, don't try and fix them. And
if the side's
sometimes it depends on the finals, etc. The AFL finals, but I'm a big fan of the Sandown 500, and it's.
Now there are some other rumours about drivers on the move.
Oh yeah.
There are for next year. And again, these
what about JK? Any rumours about him?
No, but
cheers.
Let's throw you.
No rumours of JK, but supercars drivers.
Supercars drivers. Look, there's the crazy rumour that someone hit me with last week that Winterbottom's going back to green. He's going to take back the Bottle car. Don't know. Haven't asked. I don't have to write it down anymore. Haven't asked. It's just a rumour. And there are other.
Where'd that one come from?
It came from what I would call a reputable source, but as soon as I heard it, I thought, is that really going to happen?
What's that show?
No. That's a bit strange. And the other one was if he doesn't go to Tickford, who does go to Tickford? There's been various rumours about that. Someone told me today that they expect JLB to be at Tickford next year, Jack McBride. I know they think very highly of him. He's at Techno at the moment, and there was an unusual press release in the lead up to the Perth round. And there's another name that's been connected with Tickford during the silly season, and that is Simona Di Silvestro.
Right. And so, what do you think, Phil? Is she going to be there?
No, I don't think she is. I don't think she is.
What? She's Harvey Norman? Got no interest?
for 20 months, interest rate?
Or they
look,
Tickford want to have it,
don't
use the services now but pay later?
Reynolds, if you come and describe that car on our Facebook page, I'm going to come and find you. Capiche? It's your fault. It's your fault.
Use the car, but use the services now but pay later. Harvey Norman's just launched one of those services.
That's right. No, look, I've been getting all sorts of funny messages from overseas. Someone said W Formula. That sounds like a step back for her. Someone said Formula.
No, she's smoking.
Well, she doesn't want to go and race Formula 3 at this stage of her career because if she didn't smoke them, that's game over, man. Game over, as BPAC said.
No, but W Formula is different, right?
Yeah, it's basically Formula 3 car. Formula 3 cars. So if she steps back, they're going to got fixed up by a 19-year-old. No, she's not going to do that.
She'd smoke him anyway.
Maybe she would, maybe she wouldn't. Here's the thing. Someone else has suggested to me it's going to be Formula E. But not the Formula E series that we know and love. I don't know what that means. Is there going to be an off-road Formula E series? And is Simona going to go there? I don't know. These are the bits of the jigsaw that are being delivered at the moment. I'm sharing them with you because normally I'd take 2 weeks off and put them in a magazine. Not doing that these days. So if anyone else can fill in the gaps, there's a few young'uns out there who are good at getting news. Go get it.
Jesus, I don't know about that.
I don't know either. That's why I'm saying it's a rumour.
Hey, listen, on the parody thing, we were able to sneak inside of, it was the closest parody that they've had ever in supercars, but we were able to sneak inside of supercars again into the parody department. Let's roll the tape.
Missed it by that much.
Hello? Hello? Cut the tape. Oh.
Missed it by that much.
Righto.
There we go.
Now we've lost ourselves, guys. Where are we?
Oh. That's not us. That's us. That was you. Not us.
Righto. Yeah, there you go.
Parody adjustment.
I don't think we need to fade to black the apprentices out there.
No, we don't.
Um,
Not unless we say something really, really... He's going to get a suit in that case. Fade to black immediately, turn off the microphones and hide under the desk.
missed it by that much. Now, no, before we do that, can we say TCR at Winton? They ran at Winton on the weekend.
They did.
Bridie, Jason Bright, won on Saturday. Good to see him back in form. And Will Brown won both the races on Sunday.
Will Brown,
and strengthened his lead again.
So hang on, Bright won race 1 and Brown won the next 2 races. Are they winning these races in alphabetical order?
Yeah, so Caruso ought to jump in.
Caruso, the Cameron Caruso fight for the next race is going to be absolute. Delberto, you're 2 races away. We need to get some consonants in there. We need to get some more vowels. Come on, people.
Actually, if you had a race on the weekend, you would have won one.
Formula 1. Was that a Formula 1 car?
We're getting ready for Formula 1.
Let's go, Robbie.
No, Rob's in Canberra. Now, on the
up.
weekend we're at Spa. You okay there, babe?
That's what he calls Robbie.
Okay, let's go. Let's go to the videotape. And at Spa on the weekend, free practice 3.
Ouch. Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton. Now, very, very rare occasion that happened with Lewis.
Yeah, I know. And fans, like before he got out of the car, fans were cheering. People,
Were they?
don't cheer. Crashes, you bozos.
I
I know you're there to barrack for Max Verstappen, but don't cheer.
Well, it was early on in that session as well, and we've got an expert opinion on from V8 Supercars.
Oh, yes.
and Formula One driver, and his reasoning why Lewis crashed.
To get his car ready for qualifying.
Young bloke, cold tyres, fucked it up.
32 years old,
Right.
still a young bloke.
There you go.
We're going to stop you. We're wearing out the oxide on the tape. Let's go to the race highlights, babe.
Right, okay.
Hello, have you called back?
No, my
my
wife
wife
Michelle
was
is
tonight.
helping today. Michelle, let's roll the videotape on the Formula One race, please.
Here we go. Charles Leclerc off pole position, his third pole of the season, and takes. You couldn't have done much better than that at the start, unless you were Max Verstappen. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Max went down the inside. Don't do that at Spa. And also, Kimi, don't turn into the apex from 2 lanes out because you might break the steering when Max is red. Oh. Look, and this was a bit of a chase further back through the field. Pierre Gasly, having his first start in the Red Bull, goes around the outside of Daniel Ricciardo. It was a great move, unless you take into account that they're on different tyres, 45 laps on Dan's. Gio, not exactly covering himself in glory in the Alfa Romeo this season, and because of that, it is considered that he might be a candidate to lose that seat. And that was the winning distance between Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton would have been disappointed to have lost that race, but even he would have to admit that was the just result. The next generation of French Formula One great, winning his first Grand Prix, overdue, but on a weekend when they lost one of their up and rising stars. Great performance from Leclerc. And that brings us to ask a whole bunch of interesting questions. And the first one is, what does Sebastian Vettel do now? 4 times world champion, he's got a contract for Ferrari next year. Will he stay or will he go? What do our viewers think?
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to get some comments from some people because he's done a magnificent job. He's a 4-time world champion. Hamilton's now got 5. Does he want to try and
Yeah,
give it away?
he's not going to win that championship.
No.
And let's be truthful. Ferrari doesn't want him or probably need him to win another championship. They just got their guy. He just arrived, delivered in bubble wrap and got his first win. He's the guy. Ferrari's policy for the last 25 years has always been a lead driver who will win the races and challenge for the championship and a number 2. Now Leclerc's the number 1 in that team. No question. He's behind in the points, but there's no point pretending otherwise. Will Vettel stand there and, metaphorically speaking, hold Leclerc's handbag next year?
Well, I don't know. But Paul Morris says he will follow the money, and he's probably right too. Because if you're copping 40 or 50 a year, why wouldn't you?
Because money isn't everything.
It is when it's 40 or 50, Philip.
Is that going to make a big change to his life?
40 or
He's
50.
got 150 in the bank,
It's
probably.
another jet.
That's another jet. It's a newer jet.
Yeah.
And if you're not racing in Formula One anymore, does it make any difference?
Yeah.
I don't know. And Nico Rosberg brought this up. If you don't follow Nico Rosberg on YouTube, have a look. He's suggesting that is Vettel going to be the next Rubens Barrichello or the next Ricciardo Tracy or the next, a number 2, a Kimi. Is he going to be a Kimi? And he's not going to do that. So that's the first question that comes out of this. Second question is, was that Lewis Hamilton's best ever drive? And I think it was. For second. To get that car within a second of the Ferrari at Spa after being down 7/10 for qualifying and being a second slower in the first sector was amazing. Fantastic. So he's at the top of his game. Don't forget who's re-signed during the last couple of weeks. Bottas has re-signed. He's staying at Mercedes-Benz.
Michael Curtis agrees with me. 45 million a year. He's not going anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. I'm with you, Michael. I'm with you.
Honda offered Casey $15 million to stay at Honda, and he said no.
Yeah, it's only 15 minutes. 3 times the amount, Philip. Jesus, get your priorities right. Let's go and see Landon Norris. What a great job he did for McLaren.
Lando, Star Wars fans.
Lando Norris. I misspelled it on the paper.
Calrissian.
Let's roll the tape. This has got audio, Philip, so we're going to have to shut up. Oh, no, this is Charles Leclerc. Sorry, you're on it, right? Roll that.
But it's a finger raised to the heavens.
And just a beautiful tribute to his friend, Phil.
The thing is, he's 21, right? When he was 19 and when he was in what's now Formula 2, the week his father died, he won both races.
Yeah.
In Baku.
Yeah.
He is astonishing.
And a class act.
A class act, yeah, absolutely. Trilingual.
Class act. Yeah. Yes. I've been very impressed with, what you hear of him chatting in the media. Let's roll Lando Norris's end to the Grand Prix after he was running 5th the whole way.
Losing power. I'm losing power. It's going.
Okay, keep going. Safety car. Keep going for now.
I can't. It's broken. It's broken. Anti-stall. It's off. Fuck! Shit.
Oh dear.
Okay,
Shit. I'm out.
okay, we're over the line. So just pull over to one side, please. Pull over to one side.
He wasn't too happy about that one. Part side there.
Go to P1. Pause for 4 seconds. Go to P0.
Yeah,
I'm
Zach,
so
he's
sorry.
himself a machine there. That guy.
He's good, isn't he?
He's good. And the other Carlos Sainz Jr. Red Bull should never have kicked him out
Why?
because he's so good.
Okay. Okay.
But let's see how Albon goes in the other Red Bull. First drive in the Red Bull, Alexander Albon. 5th, good result, got points. Let's not get too excited. He was 81 seconds behind the winner of the race in 37 green flag laps. About 60 seconds back from where Verstappen would have been. So a good solid performance for the minimal amount of testing, but we'll see how he goes this weekend. Interestingly enough, both Red Bulls, it's been announced about 90 minutes ago, in Italy, both Red Bulls will be running Series 4 Honda engines this weekend. That means they're starting in the back of the grid.
Tom Worsley's just piped up and said, isn't Vettel also running for a seat at Tickford?
Yeah, and
especially if they're on the
okay, all
use
right.
our service. Use
Gerald
the
and I
services
are running
program.
wild cards for Tickford next year. Everybody's driving for Tickford.
Oh, wow.
Tom, I'm going to get you. Slap you in the face.
Now the big news leading into Spa, or in the break, the last week of the break, just after our last show, was that Formula One released some vision of the 2020K. If we can roll that vision now, please, in the wind tunnel, the scale model at the Sauber wind tunnel, and return of the ground effects, Phil.
It's not very big.
No, the scale model.
Oh,
There's the
sorry.
original sketches with the 18-inch wheels as well.
That was fat.
It does look fat, but the
It's all the young people say.
yeah, but the ground effects car with the tunnels underneath it,
That'll work. We're
it,
getting sick of this. We are honestly getting sick of this not following each other.
it would want to work, but it looks as though it will, and it looks pretty.
Have the
pretty
team signed off on the rules?
When are they ever going
I
to?
don't know.
How would you know? Probably not.
No.
Probably
It looks
not.
good though.
Was
That'd be nice. And of course, they're all going to look identical. It's scrap the paint off and they're all going to look the same.
well, you're old enough to remember, as I am, to remember the ground effects era of the late 70s, early 80s, and how
I mean, I
good
remember
were
all the
those
engines were in the
cars.
front.
Well, yeah, but how good were those cars
Yeah.
and how they cornered at the
Yeah.
time? And you know, they still remember they were the aluminium honeycomb tub shit
Oh
boxes.
ask AJ about crashing an FWS7 in Austria.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of swear words involved.
Yeah, but the speed on which they could corner with the ground effects was just
I know. They
you
were
know,
fantastic.
a modern day car with brilliant aero, and you know the ground effects will be sensational.
Do you know, Jones went testing at Silverstone in the build up to the 1980 British Grand Prix, and one day, modifying parts to give the thing more and more downforce, they went 2.5 seconds faster in one day.
Wow.
Amazing. And do you know who was making the undertrays back at the factory? It was a fabricator named Ross Braun.
Was it right?
He told me the story.
Wow.
It was a terrible name dropper he was. I think Nick Dillon was there as well.
Jeez, you're a name dropper, Philip.
I know. No, 2.5 seconds one day. What a great young.
Now, talk about young Aussies that
Yeah.
doing particularly well overseas.
Don't know him. Do you know him?
Well, look, I have to say I hadn't heard of this young fellow, young Oscar Piastri. He's running over there in Formula Renault Europe Cup, his second season in the championship. He raced Formula 4 in England 2 years ago.
Yeah, he
He
was
was
on.
runner-up in the Formula 4 in Australia. See you later. Cheers.
We hardly knew you.
But no, he ran Formula 4 in England a couple of years ago and finished runner-up in the series. And I think he had 6 wins that year.
He was on the radar
About
in the
50.
magazine
Yeah,
back when I was there.
yeah.
I knew him, sort of.
Formula
driver.
Renault last year, and this year he's leading the series. Let's have a look at the highlights from the weekend at the Nürburgring.
Yep.
Roll the tape. There he is on the grid. I actually mentioned him to Alan Gow the other night, and Alan said, no, he's a British driver. No, he's not, because he races on a British licence, of course. And he lives over there. He's been living there for 3 years. He's 18 years old, from Melbourne. And have a look at the outside drive there. It wasn't a great start, but stuck with it and placed the car. You know, they tried to push him right out, but placed the car beautifully. Got in front and then just ran away with it. A 30-minute race, Phil, these things run.
Yep.
And I think there was 17 or 18 laps and he won the race by 12 or 13 seconds. So
You sure this is an open wheeler race? There's a lot of cars on the bridge, isn't there?
that's how quick he was. You know, he got out. Once he got in front, it just ran away. It was
A couple of takeaways from that. That's a great series. Number one. Number two, a lot of cars. You see what happens when you let the manufacturer take the naming rights?
yeah. And the interesting thing with that too, Phil, is that you know, I mean, there's some bloody good drivers in there.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of fast Russians. And,
Yep. And big budgets, like solid budgets.
Oh yeah, it's no cheap deal. Now he also speaks exceptionally well as well. Let's roll the video of his interview, please, Michelle.
Yeah, obviously a pretty good race. Made life difficult for myself again at the start, but went around the outside a bit earlier this time. And yeah, obviously great points for the championship. You know, I think everyone here is a little bit subdued today due to yesterday's events at Spa. So, you know, I don't want to celebrate too much. But yeah, great points for the championship and really happy with how it went.
Good job, well done.
Oh, and happy Father's Day to Dad too.
Happy.
Got the
Bloody kid.
very respectful of his friend and Antoine Hubert.
Yeah.
Extremely respectful. Wasn't going to celebrate a lot. You know, the right sentiments, the right actions, and of course it was Father's Day back in Australia, and got to throw in a.
And that's all part of the Formula One experience. It's not just about going to university to learn how to drive race cars. It's about the whole professional. This is what Rossi does in the VR46 Academy of MotoGP with the kids. They teach them. I believe they teach them different languages. They teach them PR skills. That's something you want to scrub up on.
Well, yeah, but he actually goes to boarding school during the week in England.
Really?
And then
He's
jumps on the plane or
he's not going to turn out like Boris Johnson, is he? Is he going to go to Eton?
he goes to Haileybury.
Oh, no.
No shit.
I'm
Haileybury. Not the same as here, but
this kid's been on the radar for a couple of years. He is seriously good. It's great to see he's flying the Aussie flag, representing Australia at the highest level in Renault colours, as not the highest level, at Formula Renault level, as is someone at the highest level, Dan Ricciardo. So look, if Piastri is looking for a role model, the other thing about the Renault Academy, of course, is that as it is in other academies, the Formula One drivers are available to give tuition to the young blokes. Good guy. Have a look in the social media.
Paul Morris got a good point about the British licence. He goes cheaper than the Australian one.
Is it?
I would say so.
Didn't know. Would not know.
Well
done. What happened in America?
IndyCars.
Oh, yeah.
IndyCars on the weekend.
Yeah, Aussies?
And they were at Portland. Yeah, I think there's an Australian there, Will Power.
That's on the west coast. It's close to Australia.
Portland, yeah. There's a view of Australia. And Michelle, let's roll the highlights, and Phil can talk us through those.
Oh no, can I? Oh no, there was God, clean start for everybody. So at least they found out there's not going to be a lap one at Melee in Portland this time around. I spoke too soon. There's always a lap one Melee in Portland. They go through the sleeping policeman. Colton Herter, before we get through the frivolity of the race, was on pole position. He got seriously hooked up there. But Herter continues to impress. RHR has contact. Who's that pink car?
Someone else, but Rossi was giving him a bit of a challenge.
Right.
And,
didn't have time to preview the tape, fellas.
Then Dixon got past Herter.
Yep.
And then not long after it was Will Power got past Colton Herter. Dixon, flat battery.
Yeah, they pumped it up. They had to try and get some more air into that battery, clearly.
You know what he should have been driving? Formula E.
Boom. Will Power, win number 37. How good is the guy? He is amazing. He's absolutely stupendous.
Got a sixth on the all-time winners list. Just get your English right.
Rosenquist was second. Alexander Rossi was third, ahead of Herter, Newgarden, and Pickett. And the points, Newgarden has cleared out a bit, but Rossi's still in second place. Pagenaud the French driver.
Cheers, JK.
Next, and Power back in 5th place, RHR is 7th. There's still a little ways to go. It's been great racing this year in IndyCar, it really has. And Power continues to second win this season, 13 seasons in a row. He's just amazing.
Yeah, he's
Better than Indy 500, I think I'd enjoy that.
You've not been, have you?
Never been to Indianapolis. I hear it's very glamorous even when there's no racing cars there. Is that right?
It's what?
It's very glamorous.
What, Indianapolis?
The city? Yeah. No? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's glamorous.
Is that the word? Go and see the Pacers. Go and see the Colts.
The Colts?
Yeah, the quarterback is retired at 29.
I love India. I think it's a great place. I'm not sure it's glamorous. It's,
no.
if you're a racer, it's fantastic.
I thought you said India.
No, I could come there.
You got any sponsors?
No, we haven't got any sponsors
Oh,
today. I've got
sorry,
Edward
it's
there,
on the
and
road sheet,
yeah, I know. His Cuban gynecologist has closed down for the weekend, and
Really?
he had his hands full apparently.
Oh, boom.
And hey,
Was he French?
that's Colombian.
And I would like to say something before we move on to the next subject on our edit list. For you drag racing fans, I'm sorry, there was no drag racing in America on the weekend.
Yes.
Sorry, I misread that. There was nothing else but drag racing in America on the weekend.
Drag racing, and drag racing, and
Gerald, take a deep breath. 5,
Oh.
4, 3, 2, 1.
it was the greatest drag race in the world, Philip. Every year at this time. What are you sitting back for? Come and join the discussion like everyone at home is.
I got nothing to do for the next 10 minutes.
No, the US Nationals. No, you're going to love this because you're talking about Indianapolis. So the US Nationals was on. It's at Lucas Oil Raceway Park out near Brownsburg in Indianapolis, a suburb.
I thought it was inside the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
No, it's not. Over 700 competitors contest the event over 6 days. There's 16 classes or categories. And we saw the other week John Force, the greatest drag racer of all time, win his 150th NHRA race in a funny car.
Yep.
Obviously, he's gone into the event full of form. He didn't win Brainerd, but he was still plenty of form. Was after his 5th win in a row, but in the pre-event publicity, he went to this fabulous restaurant that's world famous, St. Elmo's in Indianapolis, and they have the world famous shrimp cocktail.
In Indianapolis?
Yeah.
The nearest ocean is like 1,200 kilometres away.
I don't know whether they fly them. I've had it.
Oh, so they're flying shrimp.
They probably fly them in. But have a look at this fantastic report of from Channel 6 of John Force having the world famous shrimp cocktail with the spicy sauce.
I gotta kind of find one first of all. It's St. Elmo style.
I don't know how to do that.
You found one. That's good. Okay. And
okay, ready?
You know it's a little spicy, so okay, there he goes. A legendary 16-time champion in HRA funny car. How is it? Spicy? There it is. See, I wondered where it was. Can we get something for John to drink, for crying out loud?
Give me a mellow yellow.
A mellow yellow, preferably. Nicely done. The legendary John Force back in Indianapolis, getting ready for the U.S. Nationals this weekend. Have a great weekend. Hope you get number 5 on Monday, buddy.
If I can breathe by race day.
Oh, no, he needs the milk day.
If I can breathe. How's the eyes on it?
I know. I don't know what was wider, the eyes or the teeth.
Oh,
boy. John Force. On Action News 6.
It's a great restaurant, and we went there when we were over there with the supercars in 2013, and after the Texas race and Sunday night in Austin, we popped up to Indianapolis for the 500 the following weekend.
See a boxing promoter? No.
Well, they wanted to sign me, but anyway, we popped up there for the Indy 500, and everyone here and over there, you've got to go to St. Elmo's and try the world famous shrimp cocktail.
Now, hang on, you're not a great one when it comes to spicy food.
No,
Really?
chili stuff and
I've seen you perspiring.
I'm perspiring now, but they said, "Oh, you got to try it. You got to try it." Simon had heard it so many times. Simon McNamara said, "If someone says that to me again, I'm going to punch it." We're out in the street and we said, "Oh, I think that restaurant's down there. Oh, you got to go there and try the Royal Famous Shrimp Cocktail." Anyway, we went there, and the waiter just walks up. "Oh, hey, where are you from?" It's Australia. We're here for the fight. "Oh, that's fantastic. You heard about our Royal Famous Shrimp Cocktail?" "Yeah, we have." He walked off, and all of a sudden, without even asking, there's three of them sitting on the table.
I like $1.95 because pub food in America is pretty cheap.
Yeah, no, it's not a cheap joint, but
well, you probably don't want discount shrimp.
No,
1,200 miles inland.
1,200 miles from the sea. No, you don't.
Let's see some racing.
Anyway, that was John Force with the shrimp cocktail. Qualifying at the Nationals was sensational, particularly in the pro categories. Let's roll the qualifying tape if we can, please. The Apprentice. Here we go. Funny car, the quickest ever field in history with a 4.00 second bump. Jack Beckman, number 1. With a 3.86 second time in the Infinity Dodge, 386. Then in Top Fuel, this is a fantastic run. Steve Torrance and Brittany Force. Was it Steve? Yeah, that was Steve. He ran 3.85. 3.65 at 331 mile an hour. Brittany Force ran 3.64. What are you goofing off?
I was goofing off. I was trying to see the screen. Where did you get to my age?
3.64 seconds. So, and the field there for Top Fuel as well was the quickest ever. Yeah. 3.77 seconds.
Was the cut-off?
Was the cut-off for 16 cars. Yeah. Richie Crampton, Adelaide's own Richie Crampton, 5 sensational runs in qualifying between 3.69 seconds and 3.73. He was on fire in qualifying. 5 back-to-back, there's 5 runs. He was the only car to get down the racetrack 5 times.
That's almost a mile. Almost a mile.
And, yeah, almost.
5,000 feet.
Yeah.
He had to sit there and multiply 1,000 times 5.
Yeah, he's 200 feet short of, or whatever. He broke 330 mile an hour for the first time as well, went 331. Also qualifying from Australia was Wayne Newby and the Rapisada team. They snuck into the field. They 374, I think.
I don't know.
Pro Stock, Shane Tucker also qualified in Pro Stock. And Jason Grimmer from Sydney, Pro Stock racer from Sydney, wasn't running Pro Stock over there, he was running Competition Eliminator, and he qualified over there as well. I think he was qualified about 5th, but he did go out in the first round, as did Shane Tucker. Huge crash in Pro Mod qualifying. Let's go and have a look at this. Chad Green with his Camaro. With these two cars out of shape, one guy pulled the chutes, the Chad Green missed out and flew the car. Huge accident. If you have a look at this field, it's like Swan Lake. Look at it, look, just beautiful ballet. The orange Camaro shoots out, the black one didn't get them out, and that's what happens if you get them a little bit too crooked. The car set up on its nose, came down. Chad Green was taken away, did hurt his back.
Nice analogy, by the way. I've only seen Swan Lake once, and I do remember when the black swan went out of control, hit the concrete wall, and popped the chutes. Nice analogy.
But it was late at night. Chad Youngbloke, it was late at
Young
night.
bloke, cold toes.
We've got an official reason why.
Young bloke, cold toes, fucked it up.
I think that was the Apprentice on the
He's going to send us
feeding.
He's going to send us invoices.
Don't do the fade to blacks.
He's going to send us invoices.
Who, Larry?
Yeah. Of course he will.
Oh, why shouldn't he?
Okay.
Need some money.
Let's
have a look at the racing, and let's see the finals if we can. Please, Michelle. Here we go, Pro Stock. Alex Laughlin. Worst reactions on 1.12 was blown away off the start line by Erica Enders. She had over a tenth, but unfortunately the car slowed and she got blown away. And huge surprise. John Force hadn't won the US Nationals in 12 years. And the Chevy Camaro at the Chevy Performance event.
Gee, it went straight, didn't it? It went straight out of the track.
391 to a 394, and the fifth time. And here we go, Billy Torrance and Doug Collitter. It's always going to be a first-time winner of the US Nationals here. 25 years since Connie Collitter won the Nationals in 1994, which I was at. Both those guys had problems on the run, and Dougie's car through the blower belt there after he smoked the tyres, but he got there, and Connie Collitter, look at him, he was ecstatic. And I got to be there in 1994. My dad, his only ever overseas trip, and went to the Nationals, and he was thrilled to see Connie Collitter win that year, beat Eddie Hill in the final, and it was great to see him win there. Richie Crampton, who drives for Connie Collitter as well, the other car, after those 5 brilliant qualifying efforts, he unfortunately smoked the tyres in the first round.
Oh.
And he was a shattered man.
I bet.
So that was...
even though both those cars had trouble, they both went over... Well, the winner went over the line at 200 miles an hour plus. It looked like it was dawdling.
Yeah, that'd be hooning in Victoria, and what have we got here? Dave Driscoll's. No sponsors. I've got $20. What do I get for my money? Says Dave Stillwell. Yeah, good point.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers, yeah, cheers, Dave.
Bonne chance.
If we're talking about TCR, cheers, Phil. Let's not forget that.
No, I'm not talking about TCR.
Now there was one. It was the Chevrolet Performance US Nationals. We've got to put this one. This is a ripper.
What happened? I haven't seen this on the net, by the way, because it's not on the net.
No. It was played on the live feed and then very quickly forgotten about. But I was lucky. I got my phone out and recorded it.
Were you there?
Many-time world champion Warren Johnson, pro stock legend, 96 or 7 NHRA national event wins, second only to John Force in the professional categories. And he was taking part in a Chevrolet promotion with Greg Anderson, who's driver of the Summit Chevy Camaro. They had 2 road-going Camaros. They were going to do a couple of match races, a couple of the new road cars, and there was an oil down in one lane, a dragster dropped a shitload of oil and stuff. And anyway, they cleaned it up, and Greg Anderson went down one side. They let Warren roll down the other side of the track. Let's go to the tape, please, Michelle. Here is a brand new Chevy Camaro at Chevrolet's event. The car, road car, smoking off the line. This guy's won nearly 100 events in pro stock at 200 mile an hour. Bang.
Oh dear.
That is one of the greatest drag races of all time, is pick the road car. And the funny part about that, because it was a road car, was that the airbags have gone off, and the car had the OnSat, GM's OnSat satellite assistance.
Yeah.
And as the car came to a stop, there was a beep inside the car, and the lady said, "This is OnSat here. Sir, we've detected that your car has had an accident on Bob Glidden Avenue. Do you need some assistance?"
That wouldn't happen if that car was right-hand drive, would it?
No, because they don't have OnSat here.
No, they don't. Is Warren Johnson, is he the one who, I heard a story about a guy who was a pro top legend, I think it was Warren Johnson all those years ago, when he was eating dinner, he was having lunch with his wife, and of course he does his own engines and pro stock as well.
Yes.
Just getting that last little bit out of your horsepower. And he pushes his chair away from the table and he says, "Honey, I'm just going to go outside and work on a cylinder head for a couple of hours." And his wife says, "Warren, it's Christmas Day."
That's him. That is him.
It's funny what you're about that.
Yeah, it is actually.
That's the end of the motor racing part of the show. But before we came on here, we didn't get any film of this because there were films. It takes a little while to slide down. We only just found out.
We had films of a few things, but I screwed up in all of the technology shit today
you
anyway.
very well, especially for a work experience motorsport.
Not on this.
Well, we've got news this afternoon that one of the Australia's championships will be no more in 2020. And someone asked me last week, did I know what was going to happen next year? And I said, no, don't be stupid. I don't have 2020 vision.
Oh, that's very funny.
I know, it's good, isn't it? But what we do know now is that there will be no Formula 4 championship next year because CAMS, and let me make sure I get this right because I've got their press release in front of me. CAMS addresses immediate future of Formula 4. And that's a good headline. It's much better than CAMS has become the first motorsport body to take advantage of the voluntary euthanasia laws in Victoria and put Formula 4 out of our misery. Because that's what it's been.
They screwed it up from the start.
It's been badly implemented from day one.
How many cars did they bring in?
2. No, 24?
That many?
I don't know, but it was 20 something, and at first there was talk of having a central ownership model, and then there was no category manager wanted to step forward, and then there was no manufacturer support. And really, look, credit where credit's due. There have been some good drivers in Formula 4, but they would have ended up somewhere else anyway, and they still would have come through. I think people like Will Brown or Will Sleeds, Jaden Ojeda, because you can't hold those sorts of people back. And the other thing that Formula 4 has done, Formula 4, I've got to be careful here, has done is it's given a new lease of life to Formula Ford in its 50th year. So look, it hasn't been a total loss, but geez, it's a wasted opportunity.
Well, what are they going to do? Now, I mean, Formula Ford, as you say, it's the last couple of years it's been going on fabulously well. A lot of entries.
That's right. And while I was driving here tonight, and I don't get to as many races as I used to, but I try and watch everything I can on TV at least once. There have been some decent Formula 4 racing, but none of the actual races have stayed with me because it's kind of all a bit, really. If you look at something like GT3 Cup Challenge, there has been some fantastic racing just this year. And there have been 17 and 18-year-olds coming through, and the price structure possibly isn't that much different. And we've seen talents come through, and even some have come through Formula 4, but it's just been badly implemented. So, look, credit where credit's due. It would have been a bitter pill to swallow for CAMS to put out that release today. Perhaps it's also due to the fact that there probably needs to be a new generation car with enhanced safety features, and they're not going to reinvest in that. But Formula 4, is anyone really going to miss it? The teams, I feel have done a good job, and a lot of people around the sport deserve credit for doing a good job. Let us know on the Facebook what you think. But really, thank God that's over.
What about S5000? What's the take up we have hearing of that?
Starts in 2 weeks. I'm told there will be 14 cars on the grid at Sandown. I know.
Was there going to be 9 at the test last week?
I don't know. I don't know if there was an intended number. I'm told that some teams have already got their cars, and so they should because there's only 2 weeks until the first race. AGI is going to run a couple of cars. BRM is going to run a couple of cars. I'm told there's going to be 14 cars on the grid. There will be an announcement tomorrow about drivers.
Who are you hearing?
No, I'm not hearing anything. I haven't been really.
One man Fangio?
No. No, Rubens Barrichello is the only driver. The only headline driver who's been.
Jos Verstappen?
There'll be some young blokes.
Mika Salo?
Stepping up. A guy from Superbikes. I think there'll be a couple of K1s in the series.
Will Brown has confirmed he's going to run.
Oh, Will Brown, that's right. Will Brown's going to drive for GRM, and good luck to him. Will drives everything. And look, we've got to give S5000 a chance, just as
absolutely
we gave F4 a chance, and it never really stepped up. And I was, and people, someone's going to ring me tomorrow and say you shouldn't have said that last night. I held my tongue. I gave everybody a chance, and didn't work.
You got to.
Not my fault.
It was wrong from the start, and it wasn't going to succeed. It didn't matter how many experienced, smart people within the sport expressed their opinions on it and offered their advice. They didn't listen.
Yeah, and there were lots of things.
Like super utes.
Super utes, yeah.
Well, just brought in the wrong way,
running relatively high cost cars on street circuits 4 times in 6 rounds in the first series wasn't a great idea.
No, and they banged a few, didn't they?
Yeah, and then limiting testing when people went out and bought BMW cars so they could test at the same time.
Is that right?
Some people did.
Yeah, so that's ridiculous in itself.
On the other hand, Formula Ford, Sandown next month, 29 entries. Happy birthday, happy 50th birthday, Formula Ford. And hand up here, biased because I used to be involved with Formula Ford a long time ago in terms of promotion.
And the who's who of Australian Australian racing.
Get over, Cheryl.
The who's who of Australian racing have come from Formula Ford.
And look, Formula 4 overseas is fulfilling a. You could even say here it's producing drivers and did what it said on the box. Jack Dillon's gone through Formula 4, and Piastri's in Formula 4, and so on and so on and so on. It's rolled out in lots of different countries: Japan, Britain, Germany, Italy, China, SMP, which is Scandinavia, Mexico. It's gone everywhere, and it's been successful in some places and not successful in others. But anyway, well, I miss it. Not going to speak for anybody else. No, won't miss it.
All right, Philip. That's about it, and probably a short and sharp show tonight because of the technical stuff we've been mucking around with for a couple of days. So, but we've had a bit of fun. I hope you too.
Let's talk about the next show. There'll be some F1. There'll be some. Is MotoGP? No, MotoGP's not back yet. Superbike's been back and all sorts of things.
No, MotoGP's back. They won the British Grand Prix 2 weeks ago.
They had the British Grand Prix. There's no race in the next 2 weeks, though.
Oh, right.
There's only 3 weeks' time. Rossi. And keep an eye on Monza this weekend. Like I said before, Bell could win at Monza, but if he doesn't, question marks. And it will have been a whole season since he had Canada taken away from him, but it will be 22. He never gone 22 races without a win. His first win in the Toro Rosso at Monza was his 22nd race. Never gone 22 races without a win since.
And that Oscar Piastri is in Hungary this weekend. They're going back to back as well.
Yeah, so is Formula 2. They get back to work after what didn't happen because they didn't actually get any racing in at Spa, and there's already been some driver changes because Gianluca Avesi's car has been impounded because it was involved.
We've got a new comment before we go. Sorry I tuned in late. Dave Stewart, did we get to discuss Formula 4?
Just did, Dave.
Just did, Dave.
Keep up, Dave.
We're trying to just go through
Dave on.
Bernie Campton, congratulations on the 10th show, guys. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, and congratulations on 2 shows. That's about it, guys.
We'll try and get us
hopefully
5,000 drivers.
The next one we might talk about, there was an event on in Queensland last weekend or the weekend before at Willowbank Raceway, the Jamboree, which is rotaries and 4-cylinder cars, different sort of scene to normal drag racing. But there was apparently a massive punch-up. And I'm hearing that the officialdom are not too happy. There's a video floating around, allegations of a woman being attacked by a male, and I am hearing the officials have the video, and there's going to be some serious ramifications out of it.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard anything in that regard, and there'll be further.
Let's hope what happened there doesn't get swept under the carpet.
No.
What happened down the hill at the other place. Cheers to.
True. And we'll have some further installments in the silly season. And if you don't like what I said, there are rumours, and please don't blame the press.
Good night.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's fade to black, guys. Thank you.